What's up, everybody? I'm Matt from Unlimited. You're about to watch the first episode of the Unlimited podcast. There are just a couple things I wanted to clarify before you watch this Unlimited podcast. The first thing is this was recorded last week, and obviously it is being uploaded today, Saturday, January 28th, but we actually recorded this last Saturday, January 21st, and as a result, there are some matches that we missed, obviously, because they weren't announced until after we already recorded. If you want our predictions for those matches, they will be in the description box down below. This is actually my first time using Google Hangouts on YouTube, and this is obviously my first time doing a podcast on YouTube. As a result, there are still some technical aspects that I wasn't made aware of until after we had already recorded. The number one problem that I had after we recorded the podcast was that the camera is pretty much on Walter, my guest, pretty much the entire show. And while I originally thought of that as a problem, now I actually think of it as a good thing. Anytime somebody is on my channel, I want the focus to be on them, not just on me. When it's just on me, it gets a little boring, as you've seen in the past. So, even though it may seem like a bad thing, I'm trying to turn a bad thing into a good thing, so Walter being on the camera pretty much the entire show is a good thing. Finally, if you guys like the podcast, tomorrow night we will be doing a second podcast where I will be sitting down with Anything Goes show to review Royal Rumble 2017, give our thoughts, our reactions, and our critiques. So if you want to watch that, please come to this channel around 11:30 or 11:45 p.m. Eastern, immediately following the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and we will be live there and then. And without any further ado, I'm Matt from Unlimited. You're watching the Unlimited podcast. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages, welcome to this first ever edition, this monumental edition of the Unlimited podcast here at the Unlimited YouTube channel, the Facebook page, and the Unlimited One Twitter page. We are going to be, previewing the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which comes to you live tomorrow night from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. And by we, I mean me and my special guest, which I'm about to introduce. You've seen him in some videos before. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Walter Main. Walter, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Could be better, could be worse, but yeah, I'm alive. But yeah, the Royal Rumble is tomorrow, and can't believe it's already here.
Yeah,
you know,
it's by far the pay-per-view I most anticipate. It's my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You know, it just strikes me that we're already on the road to WrestleMania, and it feels like, you know, a couple of months ago you were just here, like, for WrestleMania 32, and we had that big party. And you know, it's just amazing that, like, time moves so fast like that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna preview the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We're gonna give our predictions to the matches. Let us know in the comments what your predictions are. A couple bits of housekeeping notes just before we get started. You could see that I posted some Q&As over the past couple of days. One of them's a sports one. I started to continue the 2016 pay-per-view review series, so go check out those videos. And there will be another Unlimited podcast tomorrow night featuring Anything Goes show as we recap the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So be on the lookout for that too. But Walter, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
So the Royal Rumble pay-per-view takes place from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. The first time in 20 years since that has happened. Good or bad?
I like it. I like that they put it in a bigger arena. I like that they timed it 20 years apart from the last time. And I like that Psycho Sid is not involved in the main event this time.
Okay, you know what? We need more Psycho Sid. Every single match should have Psycho Sid, even Charlotte versus Bayley. He should be the ref.
He would tower over both of them.
I gotta say, though, if Psycho Sid was a guest ref, the only thing I wanted to do is a big boot off the second rope. Anyway.
Oh, God. Though I wouldn't rule him out as a surprise entrant.
I wouldn't either. But we got 5 announced matches on this card. Keep in mind, people, I know that this is going to be uploaded the day before the Royal Rumble, but we are actually recording this the Saturday before, so there may be some matches that we just happen to not see. So if there are other announced matches, I will put our predictions in the description box down below. There we go. So let's get started with Rich Swann versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. Thoughts on this feud?
I think the feud has been good. I've loved Neville's work since going to the Cruiserweight division, his heel turn, becoming more of a darker character, becoming like more of like the badass destroyer of the Cruiserweight division. And I think it's all going to be climaxed by him beating Rich Swann. And I don't think just beating him. I think convincingly beating him.
All right, so you say Neville for this match.
Absolutely, Neville.
All right, I also said Neville for this match. I think that it's good that they're actually doing a Cruiserweight feud. Shows that these guys actually somewhat matter, unlike the other Cruiserweights on 205 Live. No offense, but 205 Live to me, it was made for the Cruiserweights to stand out, and they're not really standing out, so... but I'm glad that they did something with Neville because this guy can really go. This guy's got a look and everything. So
yeah,
good for them. I like Rich Swann. I still like Brian Kendrick.
I love Brian Kendrick.
There's some other guys I like too. I really like Cedric, even though this whole Alicia Fox stuff. I don't know why they're doing this, but they're doing it. So but. Speaking of cruiserweights that I love, and I think that you can agree on this one, and when you can get people that are negative about wrestling to like something in today's WWE, that's always a positive. Jack Gallagher.
I freaking love Jack Gallagher.
Jack Gallagher is a genius, and he deserves to be knighted.
Everything he does is... this is brilliant.
This really is. And he actually stands out.
His whole gentleman character, how he doesn't, it's weird. He's feuding with Daivari, yet he's being, polite.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost kind of like how Regal was as a heel.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. There's some elements that... where his style of wrestling he could be tough in the ring.
God, I love his style in the ring. It's very his style is very British, of course.
It is. Definitely.
The drop kick he does in the corner.
Yep.
Jesus.
I know.
It's the only time I've ever believably seen a drop kick end a match.
Yeah. It's a good move. Yeah. Jack Gallagher definitely stands out in his own way, so
I would not be against let's say Neville goes on a long run, have Jack Gallagher be the one to dethrone him.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it introduces sort of an underdog because the character kind of fits that. So, we'll see. We'll see. Let's get to
Charlotte Flair, as it's listed on Wikipedia, even though the commentators call her that, but she's still introduced as Charlotte. I don't know why that's happened. Charlotte versus Bayley, Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah. Okay.
Your thoughts on this feud?
Okay. Just for what you said, I would be completely fine if they added the Flair name to the end.
I wouldn't mind it either.
Just decide! Just decide! Just decide! Don't have the ring announcers do one thing and then the announcers say another.
It's like the whole flip-flopping of the belts with Sasha Banks and Charlotte. It's like, just if you're gonna go with her, go with her. If you're gonna go with Charlotte, go with Charlotte. Don't waste our time.
Right. I mean, the feud with Sasha was great, and I like in retrospect, the flip flopping was fine because it kept the feud going.
I mean, in that sense, yeah. It's just that it just didn't seem like the WWE knew where they were going, and that's not a good thing. That reminds me a lot of pre-Women's Revolution Divas Wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not that far bad. It's not that bad. But it just feels like that. It's almost like that SummerSlam tag team match with those women.
Oh, God. Are you talking about the SummerSlam 2015 one with the triple threat?
No. I'm talking about 16. That 6-woman tag match where Nikki Bella made her return.
Oh, yeah.
That to me just felt really random, and it felt more like a space filler, which obviously you did. It split up the 2 world title matches. But to me, that just felt really, really randomly placed, which felt like a lot of old Divas matches.
Right.
So if you're going to go with the Women's Revolution, you need to have a clear idea of what you're doing, because if you don't, we're not going to care.
Right. And it seems like on both shows, they seem to have a good idea of where they're going.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah.
But in this case, Charlotte versus Bayley, they faced off before. Obviously, Charlotte won that. So
and Bayley's beat her a few times.
Bayley has beat her a few times, which means
Charlotte's winning.
Yes,
This time,
they're saving the. Hopefully, they're saving.
They're saving the big moment for WrestleMania. I almost guarantee at Mania, Charlotte's dropping the title to Bayley, and we're gonna get the confetti.
Oh God! Or like the buckets of confetti that Roman Reigns got at Survivor Series. They just dropped all the confetti in the world on him when he won that title.
And it made for even though Sheamus's run was terrible, after the visual of him bro kicking Roman in the shower of confetti is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It's set up for kind of a good sympathetic babyface stuff, even though Roman obviously doesn't really work like that. But
they had it perfectly set up. The Philly crowd was chanting at him, "You deserve it."
Yeah. And then the Philly crowd a couple months later, when I went, exactly.
Because they completely, reverted.
Yes, they did. It's the Philly crowd. They flip-flop way too damn much.
I was talking to the WWE. They, reverted their booking on him.
Oh, no, I know that.
Yeah.
But, oh my God. People, oh my God.
Okay, next match.
Let's get to the Universal Championship match. Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns with, I don't know what WWE's obsession with shark cages is, but Chris Jericho will be suspended above the ring in a shark cage. This will be the second shark cage match in the last couple of months, with the last one being at TakeOver Toronto. Thoughts on this feud?
The feud has been very up and down. There have been some really cool moments, like this past week on Raw when they had the big brawl at the end and Jericho and Owens put Roman through the table.
Yeah.
They have chemistry together. Like, they usually work really well together.
Yeah.
But just some moments have just not really clicked.
Mm-hmm.
But in the match, by hook or crook, I've got Kevin Owens.
Okay. Yeah, I just think that the feud itself's been really inconsistent, like you said, and that's not really a good thing when you have a world title feud. To me, Roman Reigns is boring. I'm not going to say he's not. I personally think Kevin Owens as a champion has been pretty boring. Honestly, I think from the time there was that big Triple H turn.
Yeah.
From then until now, the WWE's basically been improvising because where the hell's Triple H? He still hasn't given a storyline reason for why he turned on Seth Rollins. So now Seth Rollins is basically on his own. He's playing this bland-ass babyface character. To me, he just does not work as a babyface. He needs to have the right person with him, and Kevin Owens isn't the right person for that.
I think Triple H is going to be the right person for that.
Yes, I think he is too, because you can actually have sympathy on Seth Rollins.
Right.
Because the crowd's not going to boo Seth Rollins.
Right. And I will get into later my ideas on when Triple H is going to show up.
Perfect. But in the case of this match, the inevitable Roman Reigns victory. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to happen. I'm going to go with Kevin Owens on this one too. I'm still convinced that there's going to be a U.S. title match on Raw or in the next couple of weeks, and Roman is going to win because KO interfered, and that'll start to set up Owens Jericho.
And then I also think in this match, part of the by hook or crook, who's been beating up Braun Strowman a lot lately?
Yeah. So there's that Mania match. But
if it's for the U.S. title, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
if it's for the Universal title, no. You cannot.
I also heard some rumors about Taker versus Strowman. Oh God.
Can Taker even get Strowman up for the big spots?
We've seen Giant Gonzalez versus Taker.
Well, at least Strowman can move more than Giant Gonzalez.
The best part of that Giant Gonzalez-Taker match was when it ended.
By God, he's got chloroform.
Oh, God.
All right.
All right, let's get to this WWE Championship match. AJ Styles, John Cena, making SmackDown the better brand by far. This feud has been outstanding.
It's been phenomenal.
And
both those guys have done great work on the mic.
Absolutely. And I think this is
even dating back to before Money in the Bank. Everything they've done worked. Every match they've had has been good. And up to this entire point, AJ has gone over, except in the 6-man tag.
Yeah, but that's a 6-man tag. We can overlook that.
Yeah. So, my prediction, John Cena. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah, like you said, this feud has brought out some of the best from both of them. I've been following AJ Styles since 2006 in TNA, maybe.
Same.
Been following Cena since I started watching wrestling in 2005. I don't really think that, or 2004, excuse me. I don't really think I've seen this level of work, both from a mic standpoint and just an overall standpoint from either of these guys. And to see it all take place on SmackDown. SmackDown a couple of years ago If you would have asked me to watch it, I would have said no. If I wanted to watch Raw, I could just watch Raw. But this has become my go-to show.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm surprised by it, but I'm also happy by it. SmackDown actually got me to watch.
Right.
And a large part of that is because of AJ Styles as the champion and John Cena as his challenger. So applause to them for this match.
Yeah. And this match should be great.
Match should be great. The 60,000 people are going to be there for it. So
that crowd is going to be riled up for that match.
Yes, they are. That's going to be a big reaction. It's going to feel special. And I'm going. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know what else would get a big reaction?
What?
If a certain former AJ Styles rival came out and cost AJ. Who hasn't been seen on NXT recently?
Yeah, you're right.
And that was a rumored match a while ago, AJ and Joe at Mania.
That is true. But for this match, I'm going to go with Jonathan Felix Anthony Cena for his 16th World Championship. And you know what? I don't care. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now we get to the Royal Rumble match.
So many ways this could go.
So, Walter, take it away. Think of just a couple of people who could win this.
Well, okay, you're not going to name all the people. I'm not going to name all the people that, have a legit chance to win it. Because that would be almost half the field. So I think the top contenders to win it are Strowman, Undertaker, Brock, and Jericho. And you can throw in Goldberg for a disaster pick.
A disaster pick. Yeah, my options are Jericho, Taker, The Miz.
Miz would be the very next one for me.
I would still like to see Big E in some way. That's just me. They would have to break up the New Day at some point. I think in this match you might start to get some tension between the New Day, and I would like to see that.
Especially if they're 1, 2, and 3.
Maybe lead to a WrestleMania match. Maybe do a triple threat between the 3 New Day members. Give them a singles match at WrestleMania because they've definitely deserved the spotlight from all their work.
Yeah.
But those are just a couple of options. What else would you like to see in this match in terms of a surprise or in terms of something else?
I'd like to see I think Triple H is going to interfere in it and attempt to, if not throw Seth over the top, which that's another subject I'm going to get into, or cause him to get eliminated.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. You're obviously going to be setting up Brock Goldberg 3, so you'd have to do that somehow. How? Who knows? But I could see one of them entering at 29 and the other entering at 30, or one entering at, let's say Brock enters at number 10 and he eliminates a crap ton of people, and then you get to let's say number 15 and here comes Goldberg.
Right. And to me, in that situation, it would have to be one of the things where 2 or 3 guys have rolled under the bottom rope and it's just Brock in there alone.
Yes. Because you don't want anything interfering with this.
Right.
There's going to obviously have to be some tension between members of the Wyatt family. Maybe Harper eliminates Orton. Maybe Orton eliminates Harper. Maybe Bray eliminates Harper. Maybe Harper eliminates Bray. You never know. But there's got to be some form of tension there. What else? There has to be some other stuff.
Surprise entrance.
Yes, surprise entrance. So let's talk about a couple of different things. You mentioned earlier the UK tournament.
Yes. Before we started. Do you think the UK guys are going to end up there? At least maybe a few of them.
No, maybe one, but
I think if any of them, it's Tyler Bate.
Maybe. You never know.
Because Tyler Bate is just so good.
Did they actually crown the winner yet, or?
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
It was in they did it almost a week ago.
Okay, so he won.
Yeah, Tyler Bate won. He is a 19-year-old champion in the WWE.
Jesus. That's unbelievable. But yeah, if there was one person they could put in there, maybe him because he won it.
Yeah. I would think if you're going to do two, you do him and Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. How about NXT? You see anybody coming up from NXT? You mentioned that one person earlier, that one former rival of AJ. I could totally see that.
I think Joe is going to be in the Rumble. Like, yeah. I would be more surprised if he isn't.
Anyone else you could think of other than Joe? I have one that comes to mind, and this is a smart
I have one as well, and it's at a very specific spot.
So we're both on the same page.
Yes. Ty Dillinger comes in at number 10. It's the most obvious thing. Like, it won't be a surprise, but they have to do it.
They need to. Oh, my God. And I talked to Alec and Kevin of D-Radio X, in case none of you know. I do another podcast at LaSalle called D-Radio X. There's a website for it on SoundCloud. You should be able to find it easily. You know how the crowd does the Rumble number countdown? Yeah. They should just do it with 10s.
Oh, they're going to.
10,
they're going to.
10.
And then just imagine that. Like after like a sea of 10s.
Yeah.
And then you just hear 10. Like that, like the lady's voice at the beginning of Dillinger's theme song.
Yeah. But I could see him too. Shinsuke is kind of a long shot, but
I think whoever loses the NXT title match the night before, is going to show up in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Because unless they're going to extend the feud and have them do the pre-Mania takeover as well.
That could be possible too. How about some cruiserweights? We talked about the cruiserweights of 205 Live.
I absolutely think some cruiserweights are going to show up. Which ones? I think Kendrick.
I agree.
I think Cedric.
I agree.
I think I would say Swann, but I think they're going to try and sell the beating he takes from Neville.
Yeah. Unless you had Neville come out and then Swann comes out right after.
Yeah.
Which would kind of be cool, I guess.
Yeah. I could see them doing Gallagher.
Yeah, it was maybe just like a nice, cool pop.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't see any that have really stood out.
How about, like, other surprises? People from other companies or retired guys? There were rumors about maybe doing DDP, since apparently it's rumored that he's going to go in the Hall this year. Speaking
of people going in the Hall, I can see Kurt.
Yeah. You suck. Oh my God. 60,000 people doing the "you suck" chant. Yay. Yeah. Give me more.
I think since WWE apparently has a working relation with English company Progress.
Yeah.
I think maybe a couple people from over there could end up in the Rumble.
Possibility.
Mainly Zack Sabre Jr.
We get it. You're a mark.
Also, I'd like this, but I don't think it'll happen because he has way too many commitments, way too many other places, specifically Ring of Honor. But Will Ospreay.
Oh, God. We get it. You're a mark. But There was one guy that was mentioned yesterday that I could see coming, and it's Kenny Omega. There's a chance. But
his contract isn't up till like a day or two after the Rumble.
Yeah, but he is. If I remember correctly, I think he's leaving Japan like the night before or something. I don't know. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do like that AJ Styles debut last year, with, a guy from another company, you could do it with Kenny Omega because it's a recognizable name.
Especially on the heels of that great match he had with Okada.
Yes,
and all the buzz that's gotten.
Yeah, unless you rename him Benny Epsilon. We thought of some names yesterday. Like,
Kenneth Alpha.
Yeah, like Denny Beta. Oh, God. I'm just thinking of the Greek alphabet. Delta. Penny Delta. How about that?
God. Just stop renaming people.
Yeah.
Though they did get one really good. They got Tommy End, and they renamed him Aleister Black.
Yeah, that's actually a good name.
I like that name. Unlike Cassius Ohno.
And unlike Hideo Itami, I liked Kenta. Why couldn't you just do Kenta? Like, why is Prince Devitt Finn Balor? Like, stuff like that.
I like Finn Balor a hell of a lot more than Hideo Itami.
I do too, but still.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't you just be Prince Devitt?
Couldn't have let him keep it, like, even if they just let him keep his regular name and they just have him go as Fergal Devitt. That's
fine. You could why Kevin? Why not Kevin Steen? Like, why Kevin Owens?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, those are just some surprise entrants we could see. Yeah. The possibilities are endless for the winner, though. And you named just a couple, but we were talking yesterday. There are at least 10 people that we can make arguments for winning.
Okay, let's list off the people we can make arguments for. Like I said, Braun, Jericho, Taker, Brock, Goldberg, Miz.
We talked about Seth. Yeah, I was about to say. We mentioned Dolph.
Yeah.
The possibility. We mentioned Corbin as a possibility.
Yeah.
Mentioned some of the Wyatts, Bray in particular.
Yeah, Bray in particular. Especially if, say, it's down to the three Wyatts, and let's say initially Harper is let's say it's down to the three Wyatts, the stable mentality finally works in a Rumble.
Yeah.
And you just see Bray Wyatt get them together, do the whole head holding thing, and then Harper just
I would actually like that.
And then Orton throws Harper over, and then Orton turns back around and Bray's still. And then Orton goes to do it, and then he has that pause. And he turns back around and he goes.
I would like that.
But instead of Orton getting the win like it would seem in that situation, let's say Orton is going, they go at it for a while, and then Orton's going for an RKO, but he has that momentary pause.
Yep.
Sister Abigail over the top. And then
now you're just overbooking stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That would be really cool, and it would set up not only obviously Orton Wyatt would have to take place before Mania, probably at the Chamber pay-per-view. But,
or I would do let's say Harper and Wyatt turn on Orton.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do at the Chamber Orton versus Harper, where the winner gets Bray, or if Randy wins, he gets Bray.
Yeah.
which I'd be fine with that. The possibilities are endless, and I actually like what they're doing with the Wyatts. I don't think Orton joining them was that bad of a move.
No, I've loved Orton and the Wyatts.
I just really hope that Bray just gets a big win. That's all I'm asking.
I also hope my biggest hope of this is Randy and Bray are already stars.
Yeah.
I hope Harper becomes a star out of this.
I hope so too, because some could argue that he's better than Bray. And from an in-ring standpoint, yes.
Yeah, in certain ways. In-ring psychology, Bray's almost untouchable.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
But yeah, I've been saying this for weeks. My official pick to win the Rumble is Jericho.
Okay. I mean, it would make sense, especially if Owens is the champ.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if Reigns wins and then Owens wins it back. But something. So you're picking Jericho.
Yeah, I'm picking Jericho. And I think they're prepping to give him every accolade possible before he officially hangs it up. And like the one accolade he hasn't gotten in WWE now that he has the U.S. title
is the Rumble.
Is a Rumble win.
You know what he also doesn't have, which kind of sucks?
What?
Because he created the match, Money in the Bank.
He
never won Money in the Bank, and that's kind of sucks.
Let's say he loses at Mania. That might be something to give him.
Yeah.
Give him Money in the Bank and give him a short run.
You know, honestly, I'll give my pick in 1 second, but I just thought of WrestleMania. There's going to be like 15 matches on this damn show.
Oh my God, it's going to be. All these matches better be good, but they
better not put like 7 of them on the pre-show.
But also, if all of them are good, I'm going to be drained.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting 4, potentially 5 hours.
Ugh.
Yeah, especially after potentially 7 hours. I remember you guys coming to Paul's for Mania, and you missed the first part of the pre-show?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, we watched the whole pre-show. So we watched the show for 7 hours. But in this case, Cena is winning the title, I believe. I think
so too.
And there's one match at WrestleMania that has not happened that if it doesn't happen, the WWE is going to look back and say, wow, we really fucked up. And that's where I'm going to go. Undertaker wins the Rumble. He faces Cena for the title. And the wins there.
I've honestly heard that they've stepped away from the idea of that match for this year for some reason.
Apparently, they don't like making money.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Because if you put Cena versus Taker, especially if it was for the streak, it's not for the streak.
Oh my God, if it would have been streak versus title.
That would have been kind of cool. Really damn cool.
If they do that, I would almost be pulling for Taker to get the win, retire as champion.
Yeah. Because honestly, that match, if the streak was still on the line, had big money implications. This one, even though the streak's not on the line, the title's on the line, and it's Undertaker, and you don't know how long you have the Undertaker for. This is probably his last go. You look at Cena, you don't know how long you have him for either. This is probably one of his last goes. You don't know. He's how old is he? 38, 39?
Yeah.
Around that. He's getting up there. And soon it's going to be a WWE without John Cena.
If Cena keeps going at the rate he is now as part-time, he's gonna start piling up injuries.
Yes, he is. And I don't want Cena to go out like that. I don't want him to
I don't want to see John Cena go out as the guy that comes back, stays for 2 months,
leaves,
and gets injured again.
Yeah.
And then gets injured. I don't want to see him as the guy limping to the ring.
Yeah, I really like I say this about Daniel Bryan too. Like, I don't want to see him continuously try and come back just to get hurt.
Right. I love Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, from 2013 to the day he retired, was one of, if not my favorite.
Mine too. That story involving Daniel Bryan versus The Authority was really damn good from start to finish.
Yeah.
Led to a great WrestleMania moment. Unfortunately, it also took its toll. And we saw that even before that entire storyline started, that's where the injury happens. That one match with Randy Orton where Daniel Bryan hit the suicide dive and he went headfirst into the barricade.
Mm-hmm.
That's when
I remember that
happened. And that was before they even started this story. And yet, he continuously went out there and performed. And because of that, he paid the price.
Yeah.
And now he's no longer with us. And, no longer with us in like a wrestling. Let me rephrase that. He's
not dead.
He's dead. No.
Do you know something none of us do?
He's not the general manager of SmackDown. That's not him. That's Bryan Danielson. That's not Daniel Bryan.
Oh. But yeah, he's not wrestling anymore. And
for now, but
I almost see them like having him work a very protected match with The Miz at Mania.
I don't want that to happen. Because even if it's very protected, Daniel Bryan's going to be Daniel Bryan, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'll still be popping for everything watching the match.
One suicide dive too many, and he's dead. And he's got to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see him.
No, the only rules that I would have to put in, limit the suicide dives on the areas where you can go into the barricade. Because if it's near the entrance, it's fine. Or
when you're doing the suicide dive, turn your body. So you hit it with your body and not with your head.
Or put your hands out and do it that way.
Yeah, like Harper does.
Yeah. No diving headbutt.
Yeah, none. Zero. And no regular headbutt, to be fair.
No flat back missile dropkick.
Nothing. He does nothing. He just stands there. And somehow wins.
But, yeah.
So that's the Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. We missed a couple matches, probably. But, again, we recorded this last week. But that's the first podcast. Let's play a game.
Oh, God.
Let us play a little bit of what I like to call total trivia.
Ooh.
Are you ready, Walter?
I am ready.
Okay, well, the first question I'm going to ask you is who in the past has won multiple Royal Rumbles?
Shawn Michaels.
1.
Stone Cold.
2.
Hulk Hogan.
3.
John Cena.
4.
There's a 5th. Batista.
And there's a 6th. You seriously stumped?
I'm trying to think. Triple H!
There you go. I was actually going to give you a hint and say who won last year. Oh God, yeah, Triple H, the 6 people that have won.
Triple H won Rumbles 14 years apart.
Yep, he did. And in that same Rumble match, he won title number 14. That's actually kind of cool. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Okay. One more question. I wasn't really prepared to do this, but we had some time to kill, so.
Ooh, I've got another idea of a game we could play after this.
Go ahead. What is it?
It's not wrestling related, it's more sports related.
Okay.
Let's play baseball GM. I will say a team and a player from the team you're representing that I want, and we will negotiate a trade.
Perfect. But first, who was the first ever United States champion? Going back.
Harley Race.
Okay, correct. But excuse me one second. All right. Who was the first United States champion when the WWE brought it back?
That would be Eddie Guerrero.
Correct. Okay, good. You suck, but good. All right. So baseball GM.
Okay. I'll start with one, and then after we get one done, then you propose another one to me.
Okay.
All right. I am representing the Cubs.
Of course.
You are representing the Red Sox.
Oh, okay. That went a little out of left field, but okay.
I want Craig Kimbrell.
Okay. All righty. I'm thinking for the Red. Okay, honestly, I really want Wilson Contreras. We need a catcher.
See, we're kind of short in that area since Dave Ross retired.
I mean, you do have Schwarber, but he's going to be in the outfield.
Yeah.
Who's your? Let me just backtrack for a sec. Who's actually going to be your backup? Is it still going to be Montero?
Probably.
Okay. Because if it's Contreras starting, it's got to be Montero. Because otherwise, who are you going to have be the backup? Schwarber?
Yeah.
All right. So you want Kimbrel. I'm just trying to think of where we're weak. Because our infield is stacked. The only position we're really weak in is catcher. Could also use one more starting pitcher. So you want Kimbrel. I want Hendricks.
It's a tough one because you know what you're getting with Kimbrel.
Yeah. You don't know what you're getting with Hendricks.
We don't know if Hendricks is going to have a repeat year.
Yeah. See, that's tough because the Reds, I would say straight up Kimbrel for Wade Davis, but I don't know. Yeah, you have Wade Davis. I forgot about that. That was one of the forgotten trades.
I'd say deal with Hendricks.
Okay. Yeah, and if he doesn't work, then screw it. All right. We'll do one more, and then we'll wrap up because we've been it's almost an hour. So, we're going to usually go around an hour in length. So in the future, you'll definitely be seeing Walter on a lot more videos and probably a couple more podcasts in the future. I will be on the lookout, like I said, tomorrow for the Royal Rumble review podcast with Anything Goes show. That's going to come immediately following the Rumble pay-per-view, so maybe around 11:30 Eastern. But you're going to represent the Cubs.
Okay.
I don't want to represent the Mets because that's a little obvious. I want to go a little outside the box. How about World Series opponents? I'll represent Cleveland. What? That'd be so weird. Hey, remember when we met in the World Series? Great, let's trade with each other. Alrighty. We need a third. Well, actually, no. We need a nice utility guy. So, how about Ben Zobrist?
The Cubs need depth at catcher.
The Indians do not have catching. Unless you want Yan Gomes and his 160 batting average.
Nah, brah.
I mean, Roberto Perez had that one good game in the World Series.
I don't see any really glaring weakness on the Cubs that the Indians can really fill.
Yeah, it's true. All right, I'm going to switch then. I won't be the Indians. I'll be... I'll just be the Mets. Screw it. We need offense. You need bullpen help. Well, not really, but you need another setup man other than Koji. We'll give you Familia. You could have him. I'll trade him. You can take him so. All right, you know what? Fine. I can't believe I'm even saying this. I feel ashamed of saying this. I'll give you Addison. I'll give you Addison Reed. God, I can't believe I just said that.
4.
This is tough for Ben Zobrist because honestly, he can fill in at third base.
Got it.
Perfect. Oh, just traded away Addison Reed now. What have I done? I was actually going to say we need a catcher, so throw in Contreras too. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But it's actually an interesting game. That's a fun game. So what I'm really saying is I want Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo,
absolutely not.
Arrieta, John Lester, John Lackey, who else? Addison Russell, Javier Baez, obviously Almora, and you can have. I'll take all of them, and I'll give you Wilmer Flores. How about that?
Deal. Imagine if that trade actually happened.
Imagine how much he'd be crying now. Oh God. Alrighty. Well, this was fun.
It was.
Our predictions are saved. We actually have the same predictions for every match except the Rumble match.
Oh. How about that?
So this is gonna be fun. We're either going to – there's a big chance we tie, especially if neither of our guys win the Rumble.
Oh, God.
But we'll see what happens. But anyway, this was fun. I'm glad you got to be a part of it. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me.
Before we go, I just had an idea.
Okay.
How about we do this for every pay-per-view? And since we're starting with the first pay-per-view, end of the year, we have an ultimate 2017 predictions winner.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. So I'll have to keep track of all of the predictions, so I'll write them in my notes on my phone. So, yeah, we'll definitely do that. That's actually a cool idea.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, that wraps us up for the first podcast. The Unlimited podcast will be back tomorrow, like I said, with Anything Goes show. Be on the lookout for that. After that, you'll see some more good content from us. There will be a Q&A Monday. There is going to be some more sports videos in the next couple of weeks, especially as the baseball season comes back. So,
Video game videos
from Walter. Walter is actually going to start up a top 10 series or something in that kind of vicinity. So if you have an idea of what he should count down, send it our way in the comments. If you have an idea for a podcast, if you would like to be on a podcast, again, please PM me. Put it in the comments down below, whatever. I don't really care. Send me a good old-fashioned letter in the mail. I don't really care.
Carrier pigeon.
No, you know what? Just spam Walter. His information box down below. I'll even put his address down there.
Absolutely not.
His home address, his home phone number, his social security number, they will all be in the description box down below.
And Matthew, what you should do is you should post your credit card number and the three numbers on the back and the expiration date.
I should just post my resume like I did in that chat we were in. Yeah, that was not one of my brightest days. I accidentally posted my resume to a chat full of other people. So, yeah. But anyway, Walter, thank you.
I'll be back for which comes first, Fastlane or
I believe
Chamber.
I think the Chamber. I could be wrong because if I remember correctly, didn't Backlash come first?
Yes.
So I think Chamber would come first then.
Okay, then I will see you for Chamber predictions.
All right, whatever. 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 I don't want to talk to you ever again. Never come back, ever.
Well, okay.
I'm just kidding. Thanks, Walter, again. Thank you all
Thank you for having me.
I'm Matt from Unlimited. This is the Unlimited Podcast. So long. See you later.